Gary "Biscuit" Davis tagged along with his father to a jam session as a kid, no one, particularly Davis himself, could have imagined the spark of passion which would be ignited, ultimately leading the young banjoist to achieve masterful musicianship, unprecedented honors, and the status of a beloved colleague in the world of the banjo. Originally from Chattanooga, Tennessee, Gary Davis grew up in Red Bank, where he was inspired to play the 5-string banjo at the age of 10 after hearing the instrument played at a local Masonic hall. Encouraged by his father, Alvin Davis, Gary progressed rapidly and by the age of 12 was playing professionally in a band called the Bluegrass Express. Their 3-man band featured guitar, bass, and banjo and would play as many as 250 one-nighters a year. As Gary grew as a soloist, he and his dad would travel around the country to attend fiddle contests and banjo festivals. Before his 16th birthday, Davis was proclaimed the champion banjo player at state competitions in Tennessee, Alabama, and Kentucky. A career milestone followed in 1979 when Gary traveled to the Walnut Valley Festival in Winfield, Kansas. While preparing to leave the event, he found out there was a banjo competition the following day and decided to stay and try for a national title. After a judge-stunning performance which pitted him against some of the finest banjo players in the world, Gary Davis was named the National Banjo Champion. While a career in music could have been made based on that single accomplishment, Davis was just getting started. Working diligently towards his goal of becoming a good musician rather than a star, his star was rising nonetheless. In 1988, in addition to winning the National Banjo Champion title for a second time, Davis moved to Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. After performing with Jim and Charlie Smith's South Star Band, the Smoky Mountain Jubilee, the Hee Haw Show, and the Bonnie Lou and Buster Show, Gary Davis, now simply known as Biscuit, began a long association with Dolly Parton as part of the kinfolks at Dollywood. After playing on her recordings for the previous 8 years and sneaking in yet another National Banjo Champion title in 1998, Davis became Dolly Parton's band leader in 2002. Subsequently arranging all the music for her Halos and Horns CD and touring nationally with the superstar to promote the project. During that tour, Davis ascended to the role of producer, becoming the creative force behind the Live and Well CD and concert DVD, which captured Parton at the height of her live performance powers. To date, Gary Davis has performed on or produced 7 of Dolly Parton's recent recording projects.
Now, I'd go down to Applejack's just almost every day. We'd sit and we'd drink Applejack that old Applejack had made. Then he'd take the banjo down and then he'd ask me if I'd sing. And he would pick the banjo, I'd play my tambourine. Oh, play a song for me, Applejack, Applejack, play a song, let your banjo ring.
Banjo history was made in 2012 when Biscuit once again traveled to Winfield, Kansas, where he was crowned the National Banjo Champion for an unprecedented 4th time. After returning to his wife Jenny and son Connor in Pigeon Forge, Davis took up residence at Dolly Parton's Dixie Stampede Theater, where he has been delighting audiences for the past decade.
This next bit, everybody remember 3 little things. 911.
Painfully shy as a youngster, it was music, particularly the banjo, which brought Gary out of his shell, allowing him to progress to the top of his profession.
I may look like a city slicker, shining up through my shoes. Underneath I'm this day banjo picker, picking out a mess of blues. Show me where I start, horse and cart. I'm just a country boy at heart.
As a musician and entertainer, he is second to none. It is, however, the kindness and respect that he shows to others which makes Gary Biscuit Davis an esteemed and treasured friend of anyone who has ever met this true champion of the banjo.